New Android Wear updates are on the way, Twitter lets anyone DM anyone, and a new way to speed up 3D printing queues. It's Monday, April 20th, and this is Crunch Report. Let's start the show with Senator Al Franken, who is a guest columnist on TechCrunch today. Franken says that reports that the Department of Justice might recommend blocking Comcast's proposed acquisition of Time Warner Cable is a good thing. He's been a very vocal opponent of the whole deal. He says it's a good thing because Comcast is already the U.S.'s largest cable company and largest broadband provider. And Time Warner Cable isn't far behind. It's the second largest cable company and third largest broadband provider, meaning that a combined company would control 57% of the high-speed internet market, obviously a majority. Franken says that means higher prices, it can mean fewer choices, and possibly even worse service. Nobody wants that, right? Unsurprisingly, he is opposing the merger and points to the FCC's decision on net neutrality that was based on huge public participation of organizing online and calling members of Congress and writing to the FCC and DOJ, and it does affect government policy. Oscar, a health insurance startup with about 40,000 members, designed to rethink coverage in an age of the Affordable Care Act and digital options, just got a $145 million round of funding led by Peter Thiel and Brian Singerman at Founders Fund. TechCrunch hears that the round put Oscar's worth at $1.5 billion. The company is now looking to scale beyond its home market, which is in New York, and may expand to the California market with regulatory approvals. Oscar provides unlimited telemedicine and free checkups, flu shots, generic drugs without referrals, but has also added some new features like a free fitness tracker, which will reward customers $1 per day or up to $240 per year if they meet daily activity goals. The tracker was made by Misfit Wearables, which is another Founders Fund company. Okay, an official Android Wear update is on the way and it has a bunch of new features for wearables, such as wrist flicking to go backwards or forwards, depending on where you are in your nav, support for emoji drawing, and a new flow for app interfaces. So you swipe to the left from the main idle screen to bring up a list of your apps. Swipe left again will show you your contacts, and then swiping left yet a third time shows a list of actions like take a note or set a timer. Apps can now be set to always on your screen, even if you're not interacting with them or moving your wrist much. The screen will fade from color to monochrome when it thinks you're not looking, but the screen will stay on and the app will stay active. Most Android Wear watches actually already have Wi-Fi built in, but that hasn't been a feature yet. With this update, Wi-Fi functionality will be live. So if your phone has data and your watch is connected to Wi-Fi, your notifications and replies will pass between them even if the devices are miles apart. LG's Watch Urbane will be the first Android Wear watch to get this update, but Google says all Android Wear watches on the market should get it within the next few weeks. Twitter's been testing out the ability to opt into receiving direct messages from a user, even if you aren't following that user. Been testing it since about 2013 when it let a portion of Twitter's user base try it out. Today, the company says anybody on Twitter can now opt in to accepting direct messages from any other Twitter user, which sounds like kind of a terrible idea if you have a ton of followers and they're going to be bugging you all day long, but it does allow for a more private communication with somebody that you don't have to be following already. The feature is rolling out today for all users and allows you to reply to incoming DMs regardless of whether or not that person follows you as well. Twitter says that a new direct message button will appear on profile pages on both Twitter's Android and iPhone apps, so it's more obvious who's already turned the feature on. Twitter previously rolled out support for group DMs and the ability to share public tweets via DMs as well. Okay, let's go back to 1989 or so. Remember tractor feed printers? They used those wheels that pulled rolls of paper through evenly while printing. Definitely a relic of the past, depending on how old you are. But 3D printing is kind of bringing the tractor feed back, sort of anyway, thanks to a product called EcoDrive. The EcoDrive is a vacuum system that moves a sheet of plastic over the printing plate of your 3D printer so that the printer prints to a completely flat plastic surface, which then can be removed so you can go ahead and print something else, which cuts way down on the amount of time that it takes to manage prints and move them off of the plate. TechCrunch's John Biggs says, think of it as an assembly line for 3D printed objects, important when you're running multiple print jobs to the same printer. The system manages print queues for most major 3D printers and offers automated part removal using a vacuum feed system that moves clear plastic over the plate. The company, Mobium Solutions, was co-founded by two college sophomores at Penn State and is entering accelerators now. And that is the report for today. I'm Sarah Lane. Crunch Report airs Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on TechCrunch.com. We will see you tomorrow.